Because they do call me the racist, misogynist comedian. I'm not racist. I'm blind.
Right.
I hate everybody the same.
Right.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
You are now tuned into the Savage Troof, and you rocking with your host Shano, and we got a very special guest. Let them know who you are and what you do.
My name is Ali Nazary. They call me the blind comedian. That's one of my traits. I do some other stuff.
And why do they call you the blind comedian?
Because I'm blind.
Exactly.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. I went to see him at a show, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, a week ago? Something like that, but he's hilarious. He's hilarious. How long you been doing comedy?
About 3.5 years. I started doing comedy after I lost my eyesight. It would start as therapy, and then, then I was like, well, this is kind of fun. And now it really helps me when I get on stage and I'm doing comedy. I feel like I'm not blind. I mean, I don't know if you notice, I'm still messing with everybody in the audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's, I didn't ever think I was funny. My girlfriend thought I was funny, so one night she was like, hey, let's go watch some comedy. And I'm like, well, I don't want to. She goes, oh my God, they got classes here. You should take a class. And I told her not to enroll me, but, women don't listen.
No, for sure.
It was a good thing that she didn't, because then, she enrolled me. I took a couple of classes, and then that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck. Not stuck, but I mean, I love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. So when did you lose your eyesight?
5 years and 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, at age 55.
So how did that happen?
Diabetes, car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the best reason that I could come up with, God wanted me to do comedy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he didn't know how to get me to do it, so one night he wakes up in the middle of the night, he's like, I got it.
Nah, that's dope.
Let's take his eyesight away.
Yeah, that's dope.
It worked for me. It took a little getting used to, but I'm there now.
That's good.
So, I've accepted it, and as soon as you accept it, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. And a while ago, you were just telling me about your paintings. He actually paint like an artist. He said he don't know what he painting. So, tell us a little bit about that. You said you don't know what you paint, but you sell these paintings.
Yeah, well, during the pandemic, my girl got COVID, so obviously I kicked her out of the house for 14 days.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So I was here by myself, so, I got a little bored, and I found, I knew we had some canvas and paint, so I started messing around and never stopped.
Yeah.
And people tell me they look good, and they're buying them.
Yeah.
And I take their word for it, because I don't know what they look like really.
Especially the one with the yellow. You don't know which one with the yellow, right? Obviously. But that one look better than pictures I done seen at the art gallery. So I don't know what art is. Some of them look like splashes on paper, and I be like, what is this? It look like a kid did.
Pretty much art is what, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Your eye sees it different than, well, not mine. Mine doesn't see it, but it's other people.
Yeah.
Everybody sees it differently, and mine's all abstract. I don't really do any scenery or anything, because obviously I can't.
Yeah.
But it's a release. Like, you could tell what kind of mood I was in when I did this painting. Some of them are real angry, some are real just relaxed.
Yeah.
And my family can tell when I was really pissed off and did something. My brother, especially my brother, he's like, oh, you were mad when you did that one. I'm like, yep, I was.
Yeah.
But, you just kind of a tension releaser.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun. I paint everything, the dog, if you look around, the fish tank, the floor, the dining room table, the ceiling, everything's painted around here, as they tell me. I don't really know, but,
it is.
I just paint everything.
It's nice, though.
And all my clothes.
So you do that for therapeutic reasons, right? So
yeah, but therapeutic, and I enjoy it, because when somebody sees it and they're complimenting it, it's kind of a boost, and not being able to see, that's kind of an accomplishment to me,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've always made stuff, if you look around, all the lights around the house I made myself.
Yeah.
The front door, there's a lot of stuff around here that I made myself. And since I can't see anymore, I moved that channel somewhere else,
So what's the what would you say like the pros of being blind versus when you could somebody who could see? Like what would be your pros? Like your life changed when you became blind, but I'm sure it's some stuff that's better that you glad that you know what I'm saying.
Well, let me tell you what's better. Everything that you see, I get to touch.
Right.
Everything you want to touch and you can't, guess what? I can touch.
I get you.
And I mean everything.
Give us an example.
For example, I don't know, I mean, I meet people and I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. They're like, you want to touch my face, who I am?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I can touch your face, but then I can't stop. I got to touch everything else.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
that's dope.
and, it happens. But, I mean, really, there's no real pros or cons about it. It's what you make out of it.
Right.
It slowed me down a whole lot, but then little by little, I figured out how to use things. At the beginning it was devastating. I mean, I was going 100 miles an hour every day, and then all of a sudden I was stuck in the house.
Right.
But a couple of months later, I was just like, you know what? If I don't get up and do something, I'm gonna be gone.
No doubt.
So.
No doubt.
I got up and started doing stuff. I do comedy now. I do painting. I own a restaurant. Go there some nights and work the restaurant, work the people.
So you said you've been doing this like 3.5 years. So you wasn't into it before? Like not you actually doing it, but like entertained by comedy. Like who?
I always liked comedy. I mean, like my favorite people are like Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Andrew Dice Clay, Ralphie May, Patrice O'Neill, all the ones that go against the grain,
Nah, for sure.
The ones that piss everybody off, those are my favorite.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because, they tell me that I'm a little harsh sometimes, but then it's comedy.
Right.
People need to relax and laugh and have a good time,
Right. I feel like the world is so crazy, like especially like right now, you need laughter. That's why I like comedy. I feel like you need more of that. Like everybody take everything so serious.
Yeah, it's like you know what? I tell everybody at the beginning, I didn't do it the night you were there because it wasn't a big crowd. But when I get up there, I'm like, listen, if y'all are here to take life lessons from me, I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I'm up here telling jokes, and that's all it is. It's a joke. So don't get offended because everything I say, I truly mean.
Right. One of my favorite ones is when you said, I'm finna see if this person racist. Like you pointed somebody out in the crowd, I'm gonna see if you racist. And you said I forgot which names that you labeled the jobs that they had.
Yeah.
But like that's one thing that I could appreciate. Like if people couldn't see.
Yeah.
Because they can only judge by like who you are. And I feel like that's like probably like the curse of somebody who can see. That's why I asked you that question earlier.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do that, and I ask that question from everybody, and I've asked over 2,000 people, and 17 people got it right.
Yeah.
This has been going on for 3 years now, and it's fun, but I can feel the tension sometimes in the room. They're like, oh my God, he's gonna say something horrible.
Right.
But it's all good. I think people just need to relax and have a good time, and don't worry about it.
No doubt.
Because they do call me the racist, misogynist comedian. I'm not racist. I'm blind.
Right.
I hate everybody the same.
Right. That's hilarious.
I see no color, and I'm Middle Eastern, so really, who am I gonna not like?
Yeah.
White people.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That's hilarious. What do you feel like? Cause we conditioned to think a certain way, like cause you blind. Like, what do you feel like the biggest misconception of someone who is blind?
The misconception of the person that's blind or other people?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what the misconception is, but you know, people don't know how to deal with disabled people.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
like I ask somebody, "Hey, where's the bathroom?" They go, "It's there."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, did you just point? Because I don't know where there is."
Right.
You know?
Right.
So please don't point again.
Yeah.
You know, and you know they don't know when to help and when not to help.
Right.
And I don't mind people helping me, but when they come and grab my shirt like this and they're like, "Here, it's over here," I'm like, "Dude, let go of my fucking shirt."
Right. Right. For sure.
You know, and they get nervous. They don't know how to deal with disabled people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and we don't really mind it if people are trying to help.
Right.
And people always ask me, "Hey, do you want me to help you?" I'm like, you know what? When I need help, I'll let you know. If you see me about to get run over by a car, yeah, grab me.
Yeah.
You know, but besides that, I can pretty much do my, you know, I got a cane and I know how to use it and sometimes I miss.
What do that cane actually do though? Like when you using it, what are you looking for? Like when you walking,
Obstacles.
like something that you could trip over. Or
Yeah,
bump
you know,
into?
but you move it with your legs as you're like walking right. You bring it this way, that way.
Okay.
So, you know, when there's stuff in front of you, or if there's a dip,
Mm-hmm.
or you know, there's a step, because it'll fall.
Okay.
And it's pretty much extension of your eyes and your legs, and you know, it's your eyes really.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really good at using it to defend myself too.
Right.
So when people mess with me, I just hit them in the nuts,
Right.
and I don't miss.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I told you we're gonna be all over the place. We all over the place. But you know how I was talking about the misconception. Like I watched this show with my fiance. It's called like In the Dark. And this woman, she lost her vision later on in life too. But like her best friend, like he was murdered. And she used to always go see him every day. She had a routine. She go see him in the alley and smoke a cigarette with him.
Yeah.
And then one day she went to go look for him, and she was calling his name, like he wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't there, but she started feeling around. She started smelling him. I guess she had his scent or something. And she felt him, and she felt like, damn. And she realized that he was dead. And so she called the cops, and when they came and she told them what she had witnessed, and she saw her friend in the alley dead. So they went to investigate. They didn't find nothing, and then they felt like she was just tripping. Like you can't, you blind. You don't know what you felt. You don't know what you saw. So they felt like her information wasn't valid just because she can't see, and that disturbed me.
Well, I mean, you can't be a witness to something, you know. But
I'm saying they just played like
yeah, they just dismissed her completely. Yeah.
So that's why I was asking about.
Yeah,
that.
no, it's you know, it's tough. It's tough, you know, because stuff happens around you all the time, and but the good thing is we hear real well, and our sense of touch and smell and everything heightens.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really be a witness and say, hey, you know, like this is what so and so did.
Yeah.
But hey, somebody's at the door. But yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in this country like 45 years, and I try to make the best of every day.
Yeah. So
You know?
so before you was into comedy, you was acting.
Yeah.
So you was that's what you did.
I'll tell you how it all started.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a girlfriend that was moving to New York, and she wanted to be an actress. So I used to read with her before she went to her classes. And I was like, this is kind of fun, you know, maybe I should take some classes. So I started taking some classes, and one day I got real brave. I was like, you know what? I'll just send a Polaroid to this casting agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a Polaroid taken, and this is how long ago it was, you know, that you had Polaroid still.
Right.
So I sent it to this casting agency for Walker, Texas Ranger. And they called me up 2 weeks later. They're like, hey, you want to be on, you know, extra on the show? I was like, sure. So I show up. I do 2 episodes. And by the 3rd one, they call me and they're like, the director wants to meet you. So I show up to the casting office, and they're like, yeah, that's a good look. Grow your beard. We'll see in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that's when it all started. You know?
Wow. So you was on the Walker Texas Ranger show?
Yeah, I did like 12, 13 episodes there. Then I've done some big movies on the big screen. You know, like 5 movies on the big screen.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah,
so
so
are you originally from Dallas?
No, I moved here in 1978 from Iran.
From where?
Iran.
Oh, okay.
I'm half Iranian, half Russian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so really bad mixture. Really bad.
Well, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, well, I can't look at it, but you know what I mean.
No doubt. Okay, but that's hilarious. We got this part of the show that we call the hot seat questions. So these are questions that I asked like some people that watch this show. I told them a little bit of what I know about you, and I wanted them to throw me some questions for hot seat questions to ask you. So these are not to be taken too serious. He's a comedian, so it's cool. So I got okay. The first question that they asked: How do you know when you're clean after you take a poop?
Oh, that's simple. You know, I got a dog, right?
Yeah.
So my dog comes in, I show him, my wife show him. He's like, woo, woo, woo. That's not good.
Yeah.
Do it again. Woo, woo. It's better.
Yeah.
When it's all good, he's like, woo.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
But that dog is gone now, you know, but I'm trying to train this little one now because my big dog was really smart and he loved peanut butter.
Yeah.
So me and him used to hang out every afternoon. I had a big 5-gallon bucket of peanut butter, never been touched by my hand.
Yeah.
And he loved to eat peanut butter.
Yeah.
Now imagine how he was eating it because I never touched it.
Right.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants a half-used bucket of peanut butter, never been touched by my hands, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, it was a question on here that I assumed that your woman dresses you, right?
No, I dress myself.
So how do you know that you color coordinated?
Well, like I said, I see a little bit,
Yeah.
and sometimes I wear 2 different shoes, and I leave the house, and I get on stage, and people remind me, hey, you got 2 different shoes on. I'm like, that's comedy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So you really don't take it, it ain't really that deep to you.
No, I mean, you know, what do they expect? You know, I can't see, you know, and I don't have somebody around me all the time to help me do this and do that. And, you know, I'm old enough and done it long enough to where I know, like, you know, and most of my clothes go together. You know, I don't buy weird colors, and if it doesn't match, then it doesn't match. I mean, I left the house with pants with paint on it, with my shirt paint, shoes paint on them.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, you got paint all over you." I'm like, "Yep, I do." Then I
It is
I paint.
what it is. It is.
So you know, I don't take it too serious because, you know, just gotta have fun, man. You
No,
know?
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, was you in a relationship before you went blind?
Oh yeah. I've been with her for 12 years now.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, she got real lucky.
Yeah, for sure. You got kids?
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not a kid anymore. Actually, she's older than my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 40. She lives in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I know of.
Right.
You know, nobody else is gonna say, "Hey, Daddy, what's up?"
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know, they
The
call
only
me-
one he knows.
They call me Daddy, but it's not the same as father.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
Big Daddy, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
so
tell him, just say, "Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up," you know?
yeah. So if you wasn't in a relationship, how do you feel like? Cause you know I've seen you probably seen Ray, cause you wasn't blind when they came out the Ray Charles.
Rachel, oh yeah.
The
I
movie,
didn't know
you
which
know how
Ray
he
you were
used to-
talking about.
How he used to like to know a woman attracted and now he feel a risk.
Yeah.
Like how do you approach that type of situation?
I feel whatever I can feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know how I would because I haven't tried.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause,
Well,
I mean,
you
I've been-
shouldn't try.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, I
but-
mean,
yeah.
I've been with her, and she's absolutely 100%,
Yeah.
you know, supportive of me. So
That's dope, man.
yeah, and I've been really fortunate and lucky, and But, you know, worst comes to worst, there's always blind dates.
Hey, exactly. Exactly. Another thing, one last thing I want to know, like, what kind of advice would you have for someone who probably thinking about, they probably dealing with obstacles and probably thinking about giving up? You know, what kind of advice would you give them?
Let me tell you, the best advice, the best thing I can say, just when you think you're in the worst place in your life, let me tell you, somebody else very close is in a place 10 times worse than you.
Right.
So count your blessings and use what you got, you know, because whining and crying about it, it's not going to do you one bit of good.
Right.
You know, all it does is brings you down.
No doubt.
And once you're down and you're complaining, nobody wants to be around you. Now you're miserable and lonely and no way out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I make fun out of everything I do. And yeah, there's frustration, but you know, you just leave all that at home and don't bother other people with it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's always better to be positive and happy and laughing than being miserable and bringing everybody down around you, I think.
Right. I tell people the same thing. I control my environment, and I don't let people dictate my emotions. And I be working on, if it don't contribute to my happiness meter, I can't deal with it. I'm not dealing with it.
No, you know, we should not suffer for somebody else's, you know, being stupid.
Right.
You know, if I don't like being around somebody, I'll just walk away.
Exactly.
You know? Why make yourself miserable?
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't do any good. Can we take a little break, drink some water or something?
No, we good. It's pretty much over with.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I appreciate you doing the show.
Hey, thank you very much, man.
Once again, let them know who you are. Like, how could they keep up with you?
Ali Nazary. You can follow me on Instagram, The Blind Comedian. And that's all, really.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been real. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, by the way, my restaurant, Cafe Izmir on Greenville Avenue, 3711 Greenville. Mediterranean food. Try it.
No doubt.
Dallas.
Yeah, we got to try that out. I want to try that out.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta invite me someday, and then we.
You bring your fiance whenever you want.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be gone for about 3 weeks, but when I come back, I'll call you, and then you just grab your fiance and come have dinner.
No doubt, bro.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning into this show, man. Like and subscribe
Peace out.
to this channel, and follow my guy. Follow me. Stay blessed. Don't let nobody dictate your happiness and trick you off the street. One love.
Be happy.
Yeah. Got my swagger back. Yeah. Got my swagger back. Got my swagger